New manager trying to play politics with me, so I left. I have been top performer for this company, making it hundreds of thousands a year, and have always been left alone because I am always bringing in new business and increasing profits. Because of this, I've earned the privilege of coming in and out of the office whenever I like and working from home without reporting into anyone. I enjoy what I do and I enjoy the sector, but couldn't think of anything worse than sitting in the same office for more than a few afternoons or mornings a week. The people are nice, but talking small talk with other office staff is not one bit on my list of fun tasks. To give context, I live 45 minutes from the office on the other side of the city, and I normally come into the office 2/3 times for a morning or an afternoon to show my face, or when I have an appointment that is close or past the office. Some weeks it will only be once, but other weeks I may pop into the office 4/5 times. Just depends on where I have meeting, etc. I see no need to come into an office when I have a meeting next to my home, as did my old manager. Our old manager left to become a sales director at a different company, and this woman comes in to manage the team. It started with, "I want you in the office Monday morning for a team meeting." I have no problem with coming in one planned morning a week, and Monday morning is no issue, but after our second meeting she then asks me for a private one-to-one chat. Fine, if we must. I get in and she starts by saying she needs me in the office more, as it's not fair on the other staff. My response is that I am top performer and my job is sales. If I am the highest performer in my position, why does it matter if I am working from home or the office? Also, my job is mainly on the road, so I have appointment near my house, so there's no point me adding 1 hour 30 onto my commute when I can have that time creating new leads. This went on for a good hour or so of her basically saying she didn't trust me and wants me in at least 3 days a week. Towards the end of the hour I start getting annoyed that she isn't listening and we are just going over the same 3/4 points over and over again. I end up telling her if I can't perform my job in the same way, my results will drop, and I am not willing to do this. She calls the bluff, and I end up thanking her for her time and let her know I am off home and she should expect my resignation by the end of the day. She just sat there with a stunned look on her face. I currently have 3 interviews lined up for work from home sales jobs, so a positive experience. If you are in the position to, then please tell your manager where to go. I was the top performer at my old job for 2+ years. I actually got written up for avoiding work. I asked them how that's possible when I do more work than anyone. They refused to answer the question. I not only left that place but took 3 other people with me to my new job. Make sure to report to someone a few layers higher about her incompetence and the result of her actions. I feel this talk is coming. I've worked remotely for nearly 20 years, and my large well-known company is pulling back employee perks such as remote. I haven't been talked to yet, but nearly every employee in my division is now back in office, leaving me the odd man out. I am planning on saying no, for obvious reasons, but have no real backup plan, beyond maybe early retirement. Oh well. Companies would honestly rather collapse than admit signing an irrevocable 100-year lease on an office building was a bad idea. I spent nearly 30 years in sales management. The salespeople I had a problem with were the ones that sat in the office instead of being out with customers. The best salespeople were usually the ones I never saw. Years ago I had one great sales guy who was asked by the business owner why he was never in the office. His answer was, "Because none of those bastards there buys anything from me." The owner's next question to me was, "Why are there any salespeople in the office?" Quote, "I don't trust you." translates to, I need to micromanage you to feel validated in my position of power. Fuck managers who step into roles and think they become kings or queens over their serfs. What did she expect? I was a top performer prior to the pandemic. My former company miraculously allowed some work from home. Considering I had a newborn and a 2-year-old, I did not want to put them at any more risk than needed, so I chose to work from home and did so as long as I was allowed. Suddenly I went from top performer to bottom of the barrel, even though my metrics still exceeded the team. I was then told I need to return to the office full-time, where I was still treated like garbage. A few months later I was handing in my resignation letter for an opportunity that allowed WFH. It took me a minute. I'm sitting here like, there's no way you're making hundreds of millions for a company. Then at the end you mention real estate. Then it clicked. You actually do. Real estate middle people are some of the most lucrative positions available. There's nearly no overhead, as they don't actually produce anything. Those positions can generate massive wealth in short periods of time. Make sure to reach out to whoever she reports to and make it clear why they lost their consistent top performer. Wow, what a dingbat. Good salespeople with numbers to prove it can always find work. Because the only thing that matters with sales are the numbers, and you're proven to deliver. For the sake of your coworkers, I'd report your reason for leaving to her boss so they can intervene. But also management need to get over the butts in seats mentality. If you're delivering on your role without issue, they should let you do your thing and just check in periodically to get the status. See if they can support, etc. My sister did something similar when they were trying to get people back into the office in 2020. She said no. She has an autoimmune issue. And they allowed her to stay remote except for the rare times she needed to meet clients in person. Late 2021 comes around and a new manager tries again to make her come back full-time to the office. She puts in her notice. The higher-ups tell her fine, you can keep your current arrangement but have to come in every other Monday. She counters for a large raise and they agree. She is, after all, one of the top 2 earners and handles 3 of the 4 largest accounts they have. Late 2022 her husband receives a job offer out of state. She tells them she will continue on but fully remote. They say they need time to figure it out and draft a contract agreement. 2 weeks later there's no contract ready for her to sign, so she takes a few interviews and is offered a fully remote position with a better title and better pay. Travel expenses paid when needed. She accepts and puts in her resignation. They scramble and say they will counter with their own offer, but she never heard from them again. This basically sounds like the exact same position I'm in. My old sales manager left to go after a more marketing-focused role, and in comes this big corporate type to take over our department. And being a smaller company, I feel like this was immediately the wrong move. In the past 4 weeks he has been in the office like 3 times. Took days off. Pre-arranged vacation. Understandable. And decides to plan all these work trips for no reason whatsoever. When he is here he never observes, asks questions or learns the company culture. He just wants to make major changes in the company for no reason other than control. Everything has worked fine in the past few years I have worked here, and I'm always the top sales representative in terms of sales every quarter. Yet, he has an obvious vendetta against me because I ask the right questions and give me opinions on things, and it's always nothing but productive. It's my way or the highway attitude he has. I have my one-to-one this Friday with him and plan on bringing up everything and put it all on the table about WFH and what I need to do to succeed and ultimately have the company succeed. I'm not married to this job and I know I'm underpaid and there is a lot more out there that fits my needs of WFH and better benefits. It's about power and control. I believe in equity among coworkers, but earned respect and perks are irreplaceable. She didn't do her research. Didn't feel things out. Just came in with a set agenda ready to clean house. This is how you stifle organic success. Has this woman ever managed a sales team before? Haha, that's great. Make sure in your letter of resignation you point out specifically why. You know that you cannot work under a manager who spent 2 weeks on the job and then decided that she didn't trust the company's top earner. Your work is based upon trust, and being told you are not trusted is the beginning of a hostile work environment that was coupled with demands that would negatively impact your productivity. Have them fire her while begging for you to come back. Has she called you back yet? I had a great interview back in 2021 with a large company. They were so excited to have me in for an interview, which is when I asked their long-term plan on remote, hybrid, or in office. HR was very adamant they couldn't wait to have everyone back in. I said given that arrangement it's not the job for me. Got a better job like 2 weeks later that's telecommute. I cannot fathom how anybody is messing with anybody bringing in hundreds of millions a year. I once worked for this somewhat small startup. There was only one salesperson who was slam dunking sales left and right. Everybody was bowing down and kissing his ass. We all knew his work is what kept the company afloat. Please keep us updated! Grabs popcorn.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.